Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. Here we are tonight to talk about The Bastard Executioner, Season 1, Episode 1, the pilot. This will not be a full recap, like a 2-hour big recap thing. Joe and I are coming out here to both give our immediate thoughts. This will probably be a pretty short video, under half an hour, somewhere in that stretch of just us talking about this, because first off, before I go any further talking about the episode, it was a difficult thing to take notes on. There was a lot without understanding what was going on in the world.
Right, you had a whole first half, or what were you going to be doing? Okay, they talk about someone we haven't met yet. They talk about someone else we haven't met yet, so that when we meet them, we know who they are. Just introduce them. Just put them on screen.
Absolutely ridiculous. But before we go, because some people might be checking out this video that have not seen the show yet and are just looking for a review of it. So let's set up what Bastard Executioner is. Kurt Sutter, the guy who did Sons of Anarchy, this is his new series on FX. It's set in a medieval time period, the 14th century, somewhere after the time of Longshanks, from Braveheart. Yeah, Braveheart fame, Longshanks of Braveheart fame. And it sets a guy that used to be an executioner, and he retired and he went back to live the family life safe in a village with all sorts of...
No, it's about a knight who got set up by his commander to die and goes and hides as a farmer and takes a wife so he doesn't have to live that life anymore and get killed by this guy who wants to kill him.
Yeah, I see. See, you're smarter than me because I didn't pick any of that shit up. I just thought that he was, I'm too old for this shit and retired from the business.
No, that scene at the beginning was like 5 years earlier.
Okay, so that was a flashback, not just a dream.
And then he woke up in his farm with his pretty little wife.
Yes, we also have our good friend Ren Renwood with us, who says something that I pointed out to Joe during the broadcast. All I can say is very bad wigs. And because the show was shot, that was another thing, we'll get to that, but the show is very bright, and on high definition, very digital. So because it was so digital, you could notice weird things with costumes, and one of them was definitely the wig on certain people. It just looked some of the
beautiful teeth, the no dirt, the complete lack of what you would think would smell like shit on everybody, because nobody how much running water did you see? You know what it takes to take a bath, to get yourself clean, to wash your hands and that kind of shit? 3 or 4 people should be clean. Everybody else should look like they stepped out of the mud pits in Monty Python's Holy Grail, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, and really, right from the beginning of this episode, it set the scene that it was very quick action, showing us thing after thing after thing, meeting people we don't really care about because they're just being set up as giant red shirts. It was hard to get into the story specifically because there's a lot thrown at you at once about the taxing and the politics of the land.
The Robin Hood. It was a Robin Hood story. They had Robin Hood combined until we lost the wife, which was then again back to the Braveheart thing. and then like at the very end it turned into this I don't know, pretender.
It was straight.
Next town, maybe he'll be the bastard physician or something.
Joe, could you tweak your settings and get your quality up a little bit? I guess you're a little blurry. Yeah, there he is. There he is, much clearer. Look how beautiful. Yeah, look at that beautiful boy. Look how beautiful he is.
Sometimes it has a problem loading at the start if it's up too high.
But the clearness is a factor, though, because the show was shot very bright on digital film, as I was saying, and it just doesn't fit the time period of what they're shooting on. And also, it doesn't have a lot of backstory to fall on, like in something like Game of Thrones or in Vikings, for instance, that Vikings based on history, Game of Thrones based on a book. This is set in a completely unique environment. It's not even really based in history. It's just set in a time period around history. So they're making it up as they go on, and I don't feel like they did a good job right at the beginning setting the scene of what was going on. It just all happens in dialogue. You don't really see much other than that first dream scene. I just felt very confused watching it for the first time and being like, oh, and just nodding off. The action was good. Visually, the action was filmed great, but the music set me away from the action. I hated all the music.
Oh, first off, the intro was long and freaking boring, and then when it hit,
made me want to slip my wrist.
It was like, okay, here's the introduction 5 minutes of the show. which bored the freaking pants off you, offered you like nothing to like pull you in, and then gave you this shitty freaking long drawn out like song that
it's the problem, just not to get too out there. It's the problem that Star Trek Enterprise had when it first started. Forget anything that's bad. A bad intro song can kill you when it's that long. Say what we want bad about, and we're not going to talk too much about it here. Say what we want bad about Fear the Walking Dead. They know how to do an intro. That's they just bam, you're out. Intro over. It's
this was I was very upset with.
I do have to applaud, for the most part, the actors. I think they're really trying to do what they can, but I found a lot of the dialogue really kind of flat, and it was just trying to do so much exposition that it lacked any true character. And to me, that's the biggest problem. Joe and I were texting back and forth during the episode, and I think the thing that we both complained about the most is there wasn't enough character. It didn't seem like I cared or wanted to know anybody. We had Mel Gibson Thor there as our main character that was very stock. I mean, there was no one really interesting. And then, of course, we have Katie Sagal speaking in her best Rocky and Bullwinkle Natasha voice. I will get Moose and Squirtle. You have the prophecy, and Moose and Squirtle will never escape from me.
What I don't understand is why do you take Katie Sagal, who's a great actress, singer, and make her don this awful accent when this is supposed to be Wales, where like many people believe druids and shit originated. They be fucking all over the freaking place. These kind of, even in this time with all the Christians and shit, that still shit that pagans still persisted.
Did you like our?
And there's no reason not for that to be.
Joe, did you enjoy our shitta position instead of sex position from Game of Thrones? Sutter just doing his Sutter thing, had a character explaining what was going on while taking a dump. We got the tortured guy that was being tortured. What else? What other like interesting cliches did we get for the world?
The whole Robin Hood / Mel. He took Robin Hood, added Braveheart to it, and was like, "This is what I got for you, Fox. Enjoy it. You wanted some sort of Game of Thrones Viking thing? Well, this is the trash I'm giving you." And it really was. It like
I wonder.
I muscled through the 2 hours. I'll muscle through 1 or 2 more episodes because I always feel the pilots suck. And I do feel like the second hour was better than the first hour, although both hours did suck.
Yeah, they did both suck. Absolutely. And I feel like the same way that when it really comes down to it, I will give the show another couple of weeks. We're not going to do weekly recaps of it, but we'll talk about this now. We're going to be doing a weekly recap of television shows where we're going to talk about anywhere from 3 to 5 shows in an episode. And this will be one of the shows that we talk about because I think both of us are going to continue to watch it for a little while, but it isn't
because it's Kurt Sutter, and I really enjoyed a few of the things.
Right, Joe. I wouldn't be surprised if you're right if FX turned to Kurt Sutter after Sons of America was like, we really need you to do like a Game of Thrones Viking type show. And this is Kurt Sutter taking a shit that like years from now, Sutter's going to like be like, yeah, I wasn't taking this seriously. I was spoofing the whole genre because there was an element of that. It seemed like at times they were like, anything that this show's done, we're going to do it a little bit. We're going to do it and wink, wink at it a little bit.
And it really does seem like they're trying to capitalize on that genre, and I think they're doing it a little bit too late. Vikings has been on for 3 years now. Game of Thrones is about to enter its 6th season next spring. This is a little bit late to try to jump on that bandwagon. People have been saturated with these kind of shows, and then to do it as poorly as this channel has seemed to do it. Like at one point they show the castle in the second hour where he comes up to, and it just because of, I think, the HD or whatever it was, it just really visually just looked bad as well.
Yeah. I forgot the other cliche. His wife gets kidnapped and then eventually stabbed.
Right, the Mel Gibson part.
Mel Gibson part, yeah, when the wife comes in.
But it was somebody with a strange dagger, and look, our seer woman has that dagger.
Could it be?
Is there another one? Is that the only one, or is it a pair of daggers out
And you're right, Joe. If this was a 2-hour movie and we were seeing the beginning half, I can understand why we had to deal with an hour of meeting all these people that were ultimately going to become fodder, because I think it was supposed to be a big emotional moment when all those people in the village died. But to me, it wasn't really that emotional of a moment because I didn't care about these people because I didn't know these people. Maybe if you had it slow down a little bit, we get to know these people for a couple of episodes. And like that first episode stuff is stretched out a little bit over time. We get to learn stuff. Oh, forgot another one. The place that they live is called the Shire. While they're living
well, here's the thing. For those who don't know, most every place in England is a shire. Like it's Yorkshire, Nottinghamshire, and you just know it as Nottingham, and you know it as York, and you know it as Manchester. But like all the, I don't know Manchester specifically, but most of them all have that shire title. It's like the town of Swampscott, the town of That's just a word.
No, I know you're right. I'm piling on a little bit. I'm just using extra stuff to spread my a little bit more and dump it out. I guess we need to talk about a couple of the good things. I think the main actor that they got is a very competent guy. I think he could do some good stuff on the show if they give him some stuff to do. Other than him, I found a lot of the other dudes kind of interchangeable. You have the guy from the IRA guy from Sons of Anarchy,
Priest, yeah,
mixed in there somewhere. You have Katie Seagal, who's seemingly about to play a big part. At the end, you get the big.
What'd you think of Katie Seagal's ass? Think it was hers?
Yes, I don't. And I think it was her and Sutter just like being like, yes,
of course it was.
We touch each other weird. Steve 5 and the dude is joining us. Welcome, Steve. Yes, you're not missing much with this show. Do not check this out. Phil and Joe do not recommend.
Well, I don't want to say don't. Anybody who wants to check it out, check it out. Decide for yourself if you like it. With the examples we gave of the other couple of shows that fit this.
The action is shot good. The action in the, just to be like straight up.
There's some good gore.
There's some good gore. If you're into just the aspects of watching something for the action segments.
And as a Steven Seagal fan, Phil, it's up my alley.
Okay, fair enough. And this is what I'll say to you, though. If you want, for these first 2 episodes, we'll see how the whole season goes. But for the first 2 episodes, what you want to do, and I'm telling you, this is what you do. You download the episodes. I don't care how you do it. You download the episodes. You get them. You download a free editing program. I'm not going to tell you how, but edit out all the shit, take the action scenes, loop them together, and you'd have a cool fucking action reel to watch. Everything else doesn't fucking matter.
Because they almost killed everybody from the first hour, except for like the Baroness.
Not the whole first hour.
Like you could have removed the first hour and just started it right there in the freaking hayfield at that fight. You really could have, and then explained the backstory after, like throughout. Like you didn't need that whole buildup. It just really It was bad. It was awful. I just couldn't wait to get back to. As you know, I'm watching the watch through a DS9. I was waiting for it to end so I could get back to season 2 at DS9.
What did Katie Seagal with that accent again? Like I said this to you before, would she fall asleep listening to Yakov Smirnoff audio tapes or something like that? And she decided to do this stupid accent, and like Sutter's just so blinded by it. It's like with the Batman voice with Christian Bale. Christian Bale's a really good actor. No one told him.
Yeah, they were in bed one night, and she was pulling the John Cleese character, Fish Called Wanda. And he was getting all horny like Halloween chick there.
Yeah.
Like Wanda.
But guys,
talk more in Russian accent for me, baby. You make me horny. I'm gonna put you in the movies.
Ren Renwood, Rachel, I know Steve didn't watch, but our friends that are in the chat room, what did you guys think of it? Are we way off? Are we being too hard on the show? We like we said, this is going to be a very quick. We're going to try to do this sometimes too. Come out for just like quick casts here and put out like short videos on the channel, but do them as live broadcasts instead of recording it behind closed doors. So this is our immediate thoughts of this episode. Who knows how we're going to feel after the series goes? As Joe said to me many times tonight, it's a pilot. Pilots aren't always the best examples. They were trying to throw so much into one episode. Maybe now that we're settled into what the norm of this series is at the end, like with him as the executioner and everything, things are going to settle into a slower moving story.
I hope it's faster moving. I hope there's more violence, more to it. I don't want to get like, I'm a little upset. I was looking forward to this journeyman going around town to town, taking heads and screwing some woman that's not his wife. I was kind of like, oh, this is going to be cool. And then they're like, no, you have to stay here and beat my little bitch. Now I'm like, that kind of isn't what I was looking forward to.
Yeah, and that looks like what the basis of the series is going to be from now on. That set our scene, so to speak. Oh gosh, Joe. Okay. Do you have anything else you want to say about this show? Any other good points you can point out that you enjoyed about it?
Well, I liked the action. I liked the acting.
The acting was good. Everyone tried really well, but some of the dialogue was just bad. It was like dinner theater stuff at times.
It was. They were trying to tell you what you needed to know, and that was a detractor. I got to say also that because this 2-hour episode, the amount, and this isn't Kurt's fault, this is FX, the amount of commercial to actual viewing ratio was awful. I felt like I was watching more commercials than I was actually watching television.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was really, really just, and that was helping to ruin my premiere.
It shows it's a big difference to AMC. It's noticeably different. AMC has commercial breaks, but their commercial breaks, especially for Fear the Walking Dead, have seemed very short, and they're because it doesn't have too many advertisers quite yet, and the show is running very, very long. Excuse me. Renwood says the main dude is just mad, but I'm willing to give it more time. I'm willing to give it more time just because, as Joe said, it's Kurt Sutter, and he hasn't really written for this medium before or this kind of show before, so I want to give him time to get his legs moving. But part of me just fears that this is Kurt taking a shit here, that he's just like having some fun and not taking this. I don't know. I can't wait.
It felt awkward. Oh, the shaky fucking camera.
Yeah,
handheld cameras. Really, that was really annoying. I can't look at the actors and how well they're acting. I can't see the expressions on their face because you're bobbling the freaking camera.
Okay,
and a little annoying.
And
other good things, I don't really have anything too much better to say aside from that. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to chalk it up to pilot and see how it does.
And also, we're getting we're getting the Targaryen little girl. The Angel of Death is a Targaryen.
Yeah, I kept forgetting about. Yeah, he sees angels, right? That's the same visions that Katie Seagal gets.
Yeah, and we see we also have a seer-like creature that looks a lot like the seer from Vikings.
Yeah, that's Kurt Sutter. And don't forget too that the prince and the Baroness had a little vision touching his wound.
Yes, and it just a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on. We saw someone getting flayed at some point. I don't know who they were or why they were getting.
And that was just gratuitous. There didn't seem to be anything to it. I think that was just I couldn't understand what that scene was about.
Yeah, what was that about, dude?
Like it didn't really have any plot direction. Just like somebody's getting flayed, the guy walks in, went blah 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 blah, and the guy turned around and went okay.
That was one of those Robin Hood and Men in Tight moments where it seemed comedic. It seemed like they were just doing it for like, oh yeah, shock value, ha ha ha, but like winking at the camera a little bit. I think they should play that up a little bit. I think if they try to make it funnier, maybe that was part of it too. It seemed a little on the basis dry, so there wasn't a lot of humor going on in it. They don't have a. I'm sorry to be comparing it to these type of shows, but you can't help it. They don't have a Floki at the beginning, someone that's interesting, or even Ragnar at the beginning is immediately interesting, or these characters. I guess that's the biggest thing I have to say from the biggest.
There was nothing to pull you in right from
the start.
There
was no character to pull me in. There was a lot of very good people doing a lot of very good stuff, but they didn't have that one thing to just grab me by the balls and hook me in to be like, I can't wait to see next week's episode. They don't have me there yet. We're shitting on it a little bit, but it wasn't bad. It was just It was just meh.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, don't forget the self-mutilation. Rachel says it's not better by the third show. I might be out.
Yeah.
The self-mutilation. We got the Theon kid mutilating himself. That's when Joe finally lost it. He's like, "Oh my god, did that just happen?" Is that kid's name Reek or it's like Stink? Is that kid's name Stink?
Stank.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, no, there was nothing too impressive about it for me. So
No, okay. So, I
there
forgot.
was a whole lot of hype about it. I was really looking forward to it.
I forgot one more. We had the Stannis-like guy that couldn't get his wife pregnant and started yelling at her things like,
yeah, the Baron. Oh, you hoe. He called her a hoe, didn't he? The Baron hoe.
Well, yeah, he said, God will bless us with a child. She went all Shireen, not Shireen, but whatever. Selyse went all Selyse. Like God will deliver us a child. He's like, God doesn't have time to waste time on your stupid hole. I forget the exact word.
He called her a barren hoe.
A barren hoe. God doesn't have the time.
And like a limp, and then he called him something like something was wrong with himself too. I think he might have disparaged himself, but it was mostly about her being a douche, not giving him a son already.
Oh my God. So yeah, I don't like it. It's not something, as Joe said earlier, I wouldn't necessarily tell you not to check it out if you haven't checked it out yet, because everybody likes different things. Someone might like it. I just don't feel like it's something I really am going to look forward to every week. It's going to be on my DVR. I will watch it. It's not something that to tune in the night that it's on and be all excited to watch it. Not yet, anyways.
Right.
I'm hoping it changes course and actually hooks me in. But right now, as you were saying, Joe, it got a lot of hype. I was excited. Just Kurt Sutter, Sons of Anarchy meets Game of Thrones. It's going to be amazing. And it was none of those things. It was just, eh.
Yeah. If it was any more meets Game of Thrones, it would definitely be. I mean, and so far, there's not really any Game of Thronesy stuff that I can see,
except for
like it wants that genre of like medieval /
sort of in the fantasy when we had the dragon coming out of the person.
Yes,
that sort of
absolutely. Shit. The mystical, where it all. I got no more to say about it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I've exhausted everything I could possibly come up with to say about what I just watched.
And me too. I mean, we could get into doing a recap of the episode point by point, but then we just hate ourselves by the end of it all.
I don't want to relive those last 2 hours.
I don't want to relive those last 2 hours, and I want to put you through it too. So this is just like our immediate thoughts video. I'd like to thank all you guys that tuned in. Sorry, this is a very quick thing, but we're going to be around a lot more every night. So look for us to come out for quick little videos and quick little talks to talk about this episode. Dukronk says, hey, I need a groom to the stool. Yeah, fuck it.
I want one of those. I've been sick of wiping my own ass for years.
Me too. See, okay, before we go, to talk about one more good point.
How much do you think one of those costs? What do you think you got to pay someone to do? Like
days?
They only get like $12 an hour in a hospital to wipe ass, right?
You got to just you got to find someone that wants to intern or something like that. You
gotta get them twice a day, maybe. I call them. I give them $12. Do the job and leave. It's only going to be 5 minutes. He doesn't have to stand around for the whole hour.
And who is that one guy that left the? I don't know his name, but one guy let the wife go when she said she was pregnant. He seems like a decent enough guy, right? He's gonna do something crazy. He's gonna turn on the bad guys by the end of the season and help the executioner.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. They kill. Dukronk says they killed a village of women and children and babies cut out. The wife was probably killed by Nora, Katie Seagal.
Oh yeah, that's what we think. You.
Well, I killed the baby and then I killed the moose and the squirrel.
And so, why even what kind of did they really think they were going to build suspense with that? Ooh, I wonder who it could have been that killed the woman. She obviously knew it was. We knew it was somebody that she knew.
Joe, you need to pause for a second to build fucking suspense. They didn't do that at all. They didn't let us breathe in getting to know these people at all.
They just should have showed us that it was Katie and
boring dialogue. Boring dialogue.
This is another sword out there that's exactly this, or dagger out there that's the same.
It's like, this is the episode. Here's my quick review. Dun dun dun, bam 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 bam. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah bum 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 bum. Wow, that's cool. Blah 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 blah.
You're putting in too much of this.
Bleh.
No,
Well, and
you've done too much of that.
I have done too much of that. And then there's like horrible. Let's turn the camera to face my green screen here for a second. And there's too much like green screen nonsense with like I'm cutting the head off. Ha-cha! You know, it's like it's like obvious slow motion bullshit at times. I expected a little. I'm sorry, I expected a little bit more.
I was hoping for much more.
So, but
I expected much more. I was hoping for God. With what this is what I was expecting, right? This is what I was hoping for, and this is what we got.
Absolutely. So,
Wait,
Joe,
you can't even. It's not even on camera.
So, Joe,
What we got is sucking my D's nuts.
these nuts, these fucking nuts. So, guys, we could be wrong. We look forward to be wrong. So if you think we're wrong, please jump in the comment section and tell us why the fuck we're idiots and why we don't get it. This show's above us. Whatever. Let us know why you like this show or why you goddamn hated this show and you agree with us. We will be talking about this on our weekly recap series that when we talk about a bunch of different shows like this. I will talk about Gotham on that show too, maybe Survivor, maybe a couple of other things on that show that Joe watches and I watch. So it'll be a lot of fun. So we're not giving up on this show quite yet, but please let us know what you thought.
Please, please.
And everybody, thank you so much. You can check out all of our stuff at issuesprogram.com. You can follow Joe at Dirty Locks. Follow me at I Got Issues Man. And please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, the like button, and please comment away. Ren Redmond says, but that guy was wearing a necklace and the main guy saw it on him. Yeah, exactly.
Whose necklace was it?
The main guy was wearing the necklace. What fucking necklace?
Like, I know it was a cross, but I just thought it was like, oh, the angel brought him to the guy with the cross, and the guy with the cross told him to kill him.
I thought it was the same cross he took off the woman.
It was the pregnant wife's cross? So how did Katie Seagal get it to him?
I don't know. It's confusing. It's very confusing. Let us know in the comment section because we're fucking confused hippies right now. Show is too much. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back soon.